Warriors! I might be a little bit quieter today. As you can tell, I'm losing my voice. Some of you that probably excites, but guess what? I will never stop being me. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. I'm the coach who tells you not to believe a word I say, because if you teach a man how to fish, they can eat for a lifetime, a man or woman. And if you teach them how to farm, they can feed a nation. But if you just give them a fish, they will only eat for a day. Now, why am I losing my voice? Because you can follow me on Instagram at CoachJV_. I do tons of posts per day, so if you don't like seeing my face all the time, then don't follow me. Also, the Coach JV podcast every single day, Monday through Friday, over 900 podcasts. We do 2 YouTube videos a day. We do 17 social media posts a day. So every single day, there's about 19 pieces of content that go out. Now, why do I do that? Because this is, let me repeat this after I say it again. This is the biggest shift in generational wealth. I feel, based on divine direction, through following God in the life of Jesus and praying every single day, that I should be sharing this information with you guys. Because if you know the game, you can't be played. So I'm going to keep pushing this information out as much as I can, as long as I can, to help as many people as I can. Now, today what I want to share with you, warriors, is you're being sold a complete narrative. That crypto is this speculative bubble that's just going to collapse and never come back. And I'm going to show you, I literally all day do research. I watch Senate hearings. I watch the World Economic Forum. I study the IMF. I watch what Jerome Powell says. I watch the actions of billionaires, not what they say. And basically, I'm building out the narrative for you guys and presenting it to you, because you're going to have a lot of people as you're going into the crypto space, to include some of your spouses, that are going to say you're crazy because they're listening to the narrative with the news. And I'll tell you what, warriors, problem, reaction, solution. As you look at a pandemic this way, there's a whole nother narrative going on this way. Now, this has been happening in history over and over again. For example, do you understand the Roman days when they had people in the Colosseums? They were giving them free alcohol. They were drunk, having a great time. They're watching people kill each other. The gladiators going at it. And there's a whole other thing. The government's trying to fix some stuff. Think about that, warriors. So they have you focused over here, right? They have you watching reality shows. They have you watching WAP videos. I got corrected. I guess the WAP's not the thing now. And if you look at TikTok, if you saw my last couple posts, there's men crying because they're losing followers. I got shadow banned. You don't hear me crying about it. It's like, it doesn't matter. Like, if it all went away, the social media, I'd probably have a lot less stressful life, I guess. I enjoy doing it, but it's like, it's not my identity. But there's men and women that it's their identity. That's all they focus on. And the upper people are like, this is great. They bought toilet paper during the pandemic. We got them. They're more worried about likes and comments and doing trending videos on TikTok. That's where we're at right now in a society. So they took the kids, we were making fun of our kids, and now we have adults doing the exact same. Let's think about that. They did it to our kids. They got them addicted to social media. Now we have adults that are addicted to likes and comments. It's wild, man. But they're very smart people. They know the art of war, right? Okay, so we're going to walk through a couple things. So these are older videos from 2018. We're going to watch a Senate bank hearing on October 11, 2018. I'm going to show you Gary Gensler, who's taken over the SEC, talk about regulation. I'm going to bring up show Jerome Powell, the federal Jerome Powell, a couple videos from him. I'm also going to show you JP Morgan calling cryptocurrency a fraud, and then what JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon are doing right now in the cryptocurrency space. So, warriors, the point behind this is don't listen to a word they say. Watch what they do. That's what I study all day, warriors. I make my move based on their moves, not what the narrative is. So we're going to watch this this part of this hearing right here with Elizabeth Warren, and I think this is Jerome Powell. No, this is one of the Senate hearings. So we'll follow along on narrate this.
I want to ask about another one, and we'll see if we can get these together, because I want to ask Dr. Van Valkenburg. According to reports, more than $1.1 billion of cryptocurrency was stolen in the first half of 2018. Why is cryptocurrency so easy to steal, and what should we be thinking about to secure it?
So those thefts were primarily with regard to newer cryptocurrencies who had experienced massive price increases and were being secured by exchanges or businesses, usually overseas, who didn't scale their security in line with the value that was rising. That was a speculative bubble. I will not disagree with Dr. Rubini at all on that account. That was irrational, And it was triggered by this ICO market, which is largely fraud or unregistered securities issuance, which is, of course, not permitted.
So
this is important right here, Warriors. So this is because 1 out of 3 people, I'm going to speak as if you don't know anything about crypto. So what they're saying right here, ICO's initial coin offering, okay, that's where the bad nomenclature of crypto came out. All these initial coin offerings, they're scammers. They're like, okay, we're going to take advantage of people that are coming. You can make a ton of money, but the people who got caught up in the greed get wiped out by these basically fake coins, ICOs. There's a lot of good ICOs, right? Just like initial public offering, but these are cryptocurrencies that basically built to scam.
Bitcoin was not involved in the majority of the amounts that you're talking about there. It was these smaller currencies.
Particular Bitcoin, it was other. You know, I worry, though, because a lot of small investors get into the virtual currency market through initial coin offerings or ICOs, which allow companies to raise money by creating and selling these new virtual currencies. And you've just described a huge bubble around one of these. In 2017, companies raised more than $6 billion using ICOs, a record that's been broken by April of this year. So let me ask you, Mr. Van Valkenburg, a study came out earlier this year that said that 80% of ICOs in 2017 were scams. SEC Chairman Jay Clayton has suggested the right approach to uncovering the scams and protecting investors is to regulate ICOs as security offerings. And I just want to ask if you agree with that approach. I know we're over time, but if I could just permit the witness to answer.
I do agree with that approach. As I said, the majority of ICOs have either been unregistered securities issuance or scams, as Chairman Clayton has said. The SEC has made very careful and deliberate policy here. I think they've done an excellent job. They released a report helping people understand these things. They created a website helping them understand them in a visual, physical way. And they've brought targeted enforcement actions that I think have started to chill these markets and make them more rational. That said, I think you can do a token sale and comply with securities laws as you should. And we're seeing the emergence of companies doing that, selling only to accredited investors, or, and I think this will happen in the near future, even doing public registration and offering tokens to shareholders.
But what I'm...
There you go. Okay, Warriors. They were talking about this in 2018. So understand what they're saying. So they started to go after the bad actors. So remember, Bitcoin became not labeled a security. Ethereum became not labeled a security. And then they said they switched their focus on going after bad actors in the ICO. But the thing you need to understand, you need to know the game, Warriors, because once you get into the space, you're going to start to get greedy. You are. You're going to go out. You're going to see all these get-rich-quick schemes. There's still a lot of scammers out there, Warriors. You got to stay with real-world fundamental cryptocurrencies. Okay, that's what I teach my Warriors. I show my exact portfolio. I'm not a financial advisor, not financial advice, but we help people understand the game so they can't be played. So here's Gary Gensler. In 2018, there was a huge narrative going on because there was a big crash in 2018, along with the big-ass rise in prices, then the crash, so it got a ton of attention. But we're heading into the same market right now.
Asset managers can invest, you'll see more potential adoption. But at the core, also the technology, David, blockchain technology, has to have a place. And right now, it's more hype than reality. The largest uses are still quite small. And the technology, I think, is probably 3 years and maybe 5 to 10 years away from really being able to be scaled. Visa moves 25,000 transactions a second. Bitcoin moves 7 to 10 transactions a second. So there's...
Pause for just a moment. If you watch my videos, remember what the Visa CEO said? He said this year, just recently, a couple weeks ago, he said, we are getting in the game of cryptocurrency. We may not sell, move our investments into cryptocurrency, but we are going to be part of this game. He just said that, the Visa CEO. This is 3 years later.
There's still... But I'm an optimist. I think the scaling issues will come.
So assuming we will have the regulation you described, we're sort of like back in 1933 with securities. You know, where should that regulation come? I mean, you're obviously from the CFTC, you believe in the CFTC, but why there rather than the SEC, for example? Or maybe there's an entirely different new regulatory body.
I'll even be regulator neutral as well as technology neutral.
You hear what he just said? He said, well, but this should come from the SEC. Who's the head of our SEC now? Gary Gensler, Warriors. Wake up, let's go.
I think the pure cash cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin need more protection, and probably more protection than, frankly, even the oil markets or corn and wheat. Whether that's the CFTC or the SEC, I'll be neutral. I think the CFTC has good skills. I think those crypto assets called initial coin offerings, that it's like the old duck test. If it quacks like a duck and waddles like a duck, it's a duck. These things are like initial public offerings.
What do you feel like is...
Well, they're telling you, Wars, it's coming. They're telling you back in 2018, we're bringing regulation. They're letting you know the cryptocurrency's coming, Wars. Believe the narrative. Here it is. It's right here. You're not watching this stuff. Look at 7,000 views. Freaking 2018, Gary Gensler says, oh, what about the SEC? Boom, that's the head of our SEC now, okay? Now here's Jerome Powell talking about the digital dollar is a high priority project for us, when last year he was talking like it didn't even exist.
Is Chairman Powell speaking again?
Sector actors to create their own kind of digital quasi-money type of instruments. So there are significant both technical and policy questions to do with how we would go about doing that. I would say that we're committed to solving the technology problems and to consulting very broadly with the public and very transparently with all interested constituencies as to whether we should do this. I would also say we are the world's reserve currency and we have a responsibility to get this right. We don't need to be the first. We need to get it right, and so but this is something we're investing time and labor in right across the Federal Reserve System. You may know that the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston has a partnership with MIT, looking at one particular thing. We're doing.
Oh, okay. Has a particular partnership with MIT. Gary Gensler came from MIT as the cryptocurrency professor. They're working on a specific project with MIT. Gary Gensler's now the head of your SEC. Wars, this is getting fun. Here we go.
What this crisis is in the process of doing is it is accelerating a lot of pre-existing technological change. So technological change raises productivity generally and over long periods of time, those gains tend to be broadly shared. But in the short term, that may or may not be the case. And I along with many others, will leave social media out of it, by the way, in terms of adding to productivity. Not sure I would say that for social media. But for other kinds of technology, I would say it. And in this particular situation, I would worry that the changes, we're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy. And it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers who.
They're telling you it's coming. It's here. The freight train has left the building. It literally has left the building, Warriors. So we're going to continue. Oh, man, this is so exciting, Warriors. So exciting. Okay. You ready about this? You ready? Okay, so now we're going to go into JP Morgan talking about cryptocurrency being a fraud, and then I'll show you the narrative of what they're doing in 2021.
Bitcoin. I don't know why I said anything about it. The blockchain is a technology, which is a good technology. We actually use it. It will be used for a lot of different things. God bless the blockchain. Cryptocurrencies and digital currencies, I think are also fine. JP Morgan moves $6 trillion around the world every day. We don't do it in cash. It's done digitally. If it can be done digitally with the blockchain, so be it. But it'll still be a dollar cryptocurrency. What I have an issue with is a non-fiat cryptocurrency. Dollar, so crypto, sterling, euro, yen, they're all fine. I don't personally understand the value of something that has no actual value. You all can do whatever you want, and I don't care. Okay?
All right. That sounds definitive. Bitcoin hit a new high today.
I could care less what Bitcoin trades for, how it trades, why it trades, who trades it. If you're stupid enough to buy it, you'll pay the price for it one day. I've also told people that it can trade at $100,000 before it trades to zero. Tulip bulbs traded for $75,000 once, something like that. The only value of a Bitcoin is what the other guy will pay for it. And I think, honestly, there's a good chance that Bitcoin, a lot of the buyers out there jazzing up every day so that maybe you'll buy it too and take them out. And I quite mean that.
So that's really important point right there, Warriors. Before we go into the next slide, and I'll let you guys go, but that's a really important point. Okay, so That's why you have to have an exit strategy. Please look me in the eyes and listen to me. You have to have an exit strategy. 1 in 3 people have no idea what they're doing in crypto. There is some truth to what he's saying right there. That's the only part I've ever picked up of like seeming like truth, right? Is that yes, Bitcoin is going to pump like crazy at the back end of this year, Warriors. Now everybody's going to come rushing into Bitcoin, and when people come rushing into Bitcoin, guess what? They're going to pull the plug on you. That's what the whales do. As soon as everybody starts FOMOing in, fear of missing out, the rush of flood of people come in, all the sheep come running in because the sheep are looking this way, then the flock moves this way. What the sheep herder does is they start selling their cryptocurrency, and you're buying what they're selling. So you're buying their cryptocurrency, okay, that they're selling, and they're taking their profits, and you're literally going up into a freaking roller coaster. It's about to come crashing down. It's called euphoria. So Warriors, you got to get out before euphoria. So check this out. So JP Morgan to launch cryptocurrency exposure baskets of Bitcoin proxy stocks. What did he say about Bitcoin? I don't need to rewind it, right? JP Morgan to launch cryptocurrency exposure baskets of Bitcoin proxy stocks. A debt instrument would lean heavily on MicroStrategy, Square, and Riot blockchain stocks. Okay, just a week after JP Morgan Chase published to report warning that traditional financial companies are at risk of failing behind digital finance, the largest U.S. bank looking to issue debt linked to cryptocurrency-focused companies. JP Morgan cryptocurrency exposed baskets. The incoming debt instrument is a long MicroStrategy's 20%, Square 18%, Riot Blockchain 15%, and chipmaker NVIDIA 15%, with positions in 11 companies total. It does not invest directly in cryptos, according to the prospectus. The basket companies operate a business that will believe to be directly or indirectly related to cryptocurrencies or other digital assets, including the result of Bitcoin holdings, cryptocurrency technology products, cryptocurrency mining products, digital payments, Bitcoin trading, JP Morgan said the proxy. Well, can we just go back and see what he said about Bitcoin? Real quick, let's just watch it again, just for entertainment.
It is a technology, which is a good technology. We actually use it. It will be used for a lot of different things. God bless the blockchain. Cryptocurrencies and digital currencies, I think are also fine. JP Morgan moves $6 trillion around the world every day. We don't do it in cash. It's done digitally. If it can be done digitally with the blockchain, so be it. But it'll still be a dollar cryptocurrency. What I have an issue with is a non-fiat cryptocurrency. Dollar, so crypto, sterling, euro, yen, they're all fine. I don't personally understand the value of something that has no actual value. You all can do whatever you want, and I don't care. Okay?
All right. That sounds definitive. Bitcoin hit a new high today.
I could care less what Bitcoin trades for, how it trades, why it trades, who trades it. If you're stupid enough to buy it, you'll pay the price for it one day.
Well, you're pretty stupid, Jamie Dimon. There you go, buddy. There you go. Maybe you're not directly buying it, but this is the point, Warriors. Do you see my point? Are you able to open up your eyes to what the elites are doing? Sometimes I have to get under your skin, Warriors. You are being played. That's just how the game works. It's always worked that way, just like the Colosseums. They had us drunk in the Roman days, right? We're in the Colosseums watching these people battle as there's a whole other narrative going on this way, Warriors. So I'm here to teach you the game. That's what I'm here to do. I spent 12 years in banking. I understand the banking system at a deep level. I learned how to scale banks from the ground up in CBA Executive Banking School. And when I started asking, where does the money come from? That's when I started to question everything, Warriors. Now I've become neutral, and I listen to everything, and I make my own damn decisions. I'm not asking you to believe a damn word I say. What I'm asking you is open up your mind and awareness that you could become the uncommon 1%. This isn't reserved for other people. It's reserved for the people who make a conscious decision to do their research, to make decisions from the sacred by clearing their mind, their body, and the whole ecosystem, and coming together and listening to what I call God's consciousness. Okay, so I help you guys with this. I have a Warrior Academy. Down below, we have over 800 warriors now. It keeps growing by about 10 to 15 warriors per day. Now, what it is, it's an ecosystem of people coming together. I always tell people it's not a perfect program. We are evolving together as one group. Okay, so yes, I am the leader of the group, and what I mean by that is I don't take a leadership role. I have skill of bringing the best people together to help us make decisions. So I show my portfolio in the actual academy. I'm not a financial advisor, not financial advice, just documenting my journey. We have a cryptocurrency call every single Thursday. Tomorrow we're going over a very strict exit strategy built out by a couple engineers within our group that has exit points. So you can scale out of the market as we go into the biggest bull run in history. So you make sure that you keep those profits, because most of you are going to get wrecked if you go into cryptocurrency, because you're going to hit the top and you're going to get wrecked on the way down. You're going to get a bad taste in your mouth. So my job is to not only teach you how what I'm doing in the cryptocurrency space to build generational wealth, but also how do we get out so we can keep that wealth, and how do we continue to grow that as the Bible says, right? We also have a Discord with over 600 warriors in it right now. We have a 120-day challenge. You work out with us live daily, nutrition. There's no program like this, warriors. As I said, not a perfect program, but it's continuing to evolve, continuing to grow. We have direct contact with each other, and we kick ass in the crypto space. My name is Coach JB. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. Everything you need is a description down below. Make sure if you don't get your email, so when you go through the process, so we have so many people joining, if you don't, you'll make sure you watch the last video if you sign up, and you send us, it'll make sense at the end of it. Warriors, rise, let's go.